Okay, class, that video cut off. It was at a decent stopping point, but I'm just going to do the same topic. I'm going to go through some problems to show you some examples and also go through the different levels on the two IXLs I assigned. Those two IXLs for due tomorrow are 7I1 and 7I, that's supposed to be 10. 10! Who made this? Stupid teacher. All right, so let's highlight that. There we go. 7I1 and 7I10. And I will publish that through Remind Message to everyone and Google Classroom. But I'm just going to show you some of the sample questions now. Let's do that. So let's take a look. I will get my trusty blue pen. And on the 7I1, it would have problems. There's only a couple levels. It's just going to start out and say, like, what's 4 times 4 times 4? Write the expression. That's an expression because there's no equal sign. 4 times 4 equals 16. That's an equation. This is an expression, no equal sign. Write the expression using an exponent, something to the what power. So you're just going to write 4 to the third power. And on IXL, they have a little box that looks like this, telling you that's how you have to do it. You're gonna input a number for the big thing. So you'll go in here and you'll write 4, and then you'll click your cursor right there, and then you'll type in a 3. Okay. I'll do a couple more of these. Oh, incomplete answer. Okay. I'm just gonna skip it. Jump a level to show you how hard it gets. They could say, write 71 times 71. Write the expression using an exponent. At first, I mean, I'm a math teacher. I love math. I just want to go, ooh, I want to do this. What's it going to equal? What's that? What's that? But that's not what they're asking. The question, this is just to practice doing exponents. It just means 71 to the second power. That's all it means. Okay, guys? And I'll do another, just knocked me out of it, guys. Bear with me. Then eventually what they'll start doing, the thing about exponents is they'll go like this. And they'll say solve or evaluate. That means what value does it equal, okay? So that means 5 times itself 4 times, okay? Now we already know this answer. Who knows it already? We did this on the last video, right? 5 times 5 is 25, and that's 25. 25 times 25, we already did it on the last video. It's 625, okay? Cool. All right, let me go to getting messages from students and teachers and coaches. Online learning. I'll tell you what, guys. I know you guys are having some extra free time and downtime. You're not having to walk to all your classes and sit for a whole hour. You can just watch videos, do your work at your own pace. Like our phones are just lighting up with messages and questions from parents and students, and then teachers and administrators and coaches. We're all talking back and forth and back and forth. And then, of course, we got our own family and relatives. I'm sorry, let me just go ahead and mute that. All right. It's not like I'm expecting a call from the president or anything. That's a joke from a previous video. All right, so we were in I, 7I. I got blocked out. And I'm just going to go up to the hardest level to show you what. I mean, it just doesn't really get more difficult than that. This assignment, we were just wanting you to understand how to evaluate or solve. Or no, we're not evaluating or solving. We're just writing it with an exponent. I mean, seriously, this is how difficult it is, guys. And we're going to move on to square roots. At 81, score of 81, to take me to the challenge level, it wrote 12 times 12. Write the expression using an exponent. Oh my gosh, it's just 12 to the second power. You guys, I'm telling you, these homeworks this week are pretty easy. Plus, you guys are awesome. So here's a challenge level question for... The challenge level question, I swear, is this. Oops. 15 times 15. So it's just 15 to the second power, 15 squared. All right. That was hard. All right, let's move on to, we're going to go to to square roots. I showed you just a little bit about square roots on the previous video. I'm trying to open it now. Open Sesame. Okay. I'm telling you, I'm noticing a lot of things too are slow because so many people are online and everything and using all the same apps. Okay, so they're going to ask us, what is the square root of 9? Which they could write it like this, or they asked in words, they said the square root of 9. Okay, so what times itself equals 9? Well, if we know our multiplication tables, it's 3 times 3. So which is the square root of it? Just one of them is a 3. That's my answer. So I go hit 3, enter, and we'll go to the next question. Ooh, what is the square root of 64? Most of us know that. So one of the bigger numbers, obviously, from our multiplication table, it's going to be 8. 8 times 8 is 64. All right, let's keep it up. Ooh, here's a fun one. What's the square root of 1? Well, what times itself equals 1? I mean, 1 times 1 equals 1. So, yes, it is just 1. That looked a little tricky. Fantastic. What's the square root of 100? Oh my gosh, Mr. Douglas, this is just so hard. Okay, it's just to make sure you understand the basics of, and these are called perfect square roots because there could be other square roots. A square root of 17. I mean, 4 times 4 is 16, so there is nothing that times itself equals that. That's one of those like irrational number situations. However, you could have the square root of 30. Oh, I lost my train of thought. 32. Okay. And then what you can do is break it down. Like, how can I break it down into smaller factors? Well, I know that 4 times 8 equals 32. So I have the square root of 4 times 8. And then I can break that down into 4 times 2. Hey, now I have the square root of 4 times 4 times 2. So I could cancel those out. And I can say 4 times the square root of 2. Because 4 times 4 is 16. The square root of 16 is 4. So I have to double check if that's the... You're not having to do that. That's a sneak peek at some things you'll do in the future where it won't equal. That might be high school. All right. It's been 20, 30 years, guys. So if I'm a little off on that, I apologize. But that's just why I want to let you know there's times where what's in the inside does not. So what we are doing is what's called a perfect square root. They equal each other exactly. So I'm going to skip a level now, show you a couple more. There's 2 levels left. This is where it's going to get a little harder, okay? Square root of 289. Now, on the last video, we were playing around, and I did 25 times 25, and I got 625. And then 15 times 15 was 225, okay? So we already knew that from earlier. If you weren't with us, you're lucky, okay? So as a starting point, I know it's going to be a number between 15 and 25, but it's going to be closer to 15, okay? The next thing I want to do is say what times itself can have a 9, okay? Well, 3 times 3 is a 9. But I can't be 13 times 13 because that's going to be less than 225. I'm trying to go higher, okay? 6 times 6 is 36. 7 times 7 has a 49. So I bet it's 17 because it's got to be a little bit bigger than 15. So let's try that. That's what you're going to have to do on the couple highest levels on the IXL, guys. 7 times 7 is 49. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then 1 times anything is itself. So we get 9 or 8, 2, 8, 9. So the answer is 17 is the square root. Let's do the next level. That got me to score. I was at 72. I only went up to 75. I'm going to hit next level to show you the hardest level because the next question is not that hard. Okay, so to get to the challenge level, okay, that's not that hard. What's the square root? I'll do 2 of these challenge levels. Square root of 400, okay? Well, I know 2